Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with me and Anoushey. We're here on City FM 89. What is up, you guys? 2nd of August, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we are together. You know, what is happening? Well into now, heading towards the end of the year, basically, right? End of the year, Jummah Mubarak, weekend is upon us. And once again, we'll go down the entire route of what is keeping you busy, what is keeping you energized, who is keeping you motivated, and who is literally sucking and draining the energy out of you. Some really important words to begin this morning with. Just a little prayer. I guess it's maybe the way we have grown up in our societies, where Jummah or Friday has this really special feeling the minute it comes in. Not only because you're seeing the holidays in front of you, but a day for some spiritual cleansing, detoxing, a nice shower, going for Jamaat, smelling good, wearing something nice, and prepping yourself mentally and emotionally to be careful about what you're saying, what your dealings are like, what your intentions are like for other people. So good day to cleanse your soul, never too late to start, and absolutely liberating. Let's begin the show today with some music, like we do every day. Not just today. Let's begin our show every day with some music. But right now, a couple of tracks lined up for you. See you back on air right after. Stay tuned and good morning. 2nd of August today, you guys. On this day in 1990, something really insane happened. Iraq basically invaded Kuwait on this day in 1990. And Saddam Hussein's subsequent refusal to withdraw his troops sparked the Persian Gulf War, in which an international force led by the United States quickly defeated Iraq. I remember very clearly I was in Dubai and we were hearing some strange reports coming out of Kuwait. Scary times, Muslims fighting one another. But the funny thing and the sad thing, the tragic thing is the fact that they weren't even fighting, for the same cause or they were fighting on somebody else's premise, a war for somebody else. In this case, again, the United States, perhaps. So, yeah, I hope we can learn from history and understand how irrelevant all this fighting truly is in the grander scheme of things, and how it's just ruined human connections, the ability to be one and to find that common ground. It's just been a really negative spiral of things, specifically since last October. Here's wishing everybody a peaceful year ahead as well. I know we are into August, but December will be here in a second. So, yep, hoping, praying, and sending out a big hug for everybody. Some small, according to you, maybe irrelevant days being observed, but I find these ones really quirky. Log on to daysoftheyear.com and it'll tell you every day there's something small that's being observed or celebrated or commemorated somewhere in the world. So I looked into the list, and today, you guys, is National Coloring Book Day. Remember when we were kids? Coloring books were such a great source of entertainment. They were such a therapeutic activity, right? So National Coloring Book Day is celebrated every August 2nd. And basically, it's an invitation to embrace the joy of coloring. And it's a special day. It brings back fond childhood memories, highlights the benefits of coloring to people of all ages, especially adults. And it has become a very popular way to relax. Ab to anxiety coloring books bhi aana shuru ho gayi hain. But here's something really amazing. The origins of coloring books dates back to the 1880s. Yep. We can just see also that what is the history of a coloring book. But today, they are also recognized for their therapeutic benefits. Focus, reducing anxiety, meditation. Literally, coloring is a form of meditation. So from the simple joy of choosing which color to apply, next to the satisfaction of completing a page. It's so much fun to just have your complete colored picture ready when you're done. It looks really nice, doesn't it? Let's check out something quirky today. Next, we'll explore the history of the coloring book. Stay tuned. So I was reading about the history of coloring books because today is International Coloring Book Day. So if you want to color something, go for it. It will be so much fun. I love it because adults actually truly enjoy coloring. We just don't find the time, or we think it's a baby activity. But it's actually very good in terms of therapy. Paint books, coloring books, they are a creation of the United States as part of the democratization of art. And it was inspired by a series of lectures by British artist Joshua Reynolds. And then there were many educators which concluded that all students, regardless of background, stood to benefit from art education. Art education enhances your conceptual understanding of tangible things, believe it or not. And of course, it has helped me develop my cognitive abilities. So the McLoughlin brothers, they're basically credited as the inventors of the first coloring book. In the 1880s. They produced a coloring book called the Little Folks Painting Book, you guys. I'm looking at the cover of it right now. It was published in 1879. Too cool. And then they continued to publish coloring books until the 1920s. It's amazing. Yep. There you go. Just a little history today. You live, you learn. Celebrating the arts today and talking about why art is important in our lives. It's such a beautiful tool to explore the world with. Of course it is. Humans have had a relationship with art in one form or the other since time immemorial. They've been prehistoric cave drawings to ancient instruments. It is obvious that art has always been and will continue to be an interwoven part of our existence, right? It's so much fun. There's so many reasons why art is important in the world, today and always. And I guess here are a few of my humble opinions. We're naturally artistic. We naturally conceive artistic creations. And it's your intuition, it's your own creativity and ability to create something out of nothing, which makes art so important into itself. There can only be a logical explanation as to why toddlers draw on walls, they play in their food, they react to music, right? So it's like understanding your own natural abilities, and that's why I think it's very important to explore your artistic side. Many other reasons, but in just a little bit, at this moment in time, very quickly, we're gonna move on to some yummy music. Enjoy. Friday morning, and we are talking about the arts, why the arts are such a pleasure and such a blessing in our lives. Guys, art crosses all divides. Works of art, whether it is physical or intangible, whichever form they're in, they can often easily be understood by people from different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, social backgrounds. It's one of the reasons why music is referred to as a mutual language for everybody, as a universal language. Music knows no borders. Hum kyun kehte hain? Because music can come from any part of the world and you can enjoy it, can understand it. You get pleasure out of it. It connects. It does not disconnect people. And that is such a beautiful thought. Feeling connected through music, through poetry, through literature, through paintings. And I think it is amazing and possible that it is possible to gain insight and understanding of the people's history and present day realities by just drawing on a piece of paper. And one more reason why I would sell art is because I've seen how art has been good for me. It alleviates stress and discomforts. It's essential for physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Right? Creating, performing a piece of art is a very cathartic experience. And by the end of it, the kind of fulfillment you get when you see your piece of art ready. Goodness. Wrapping up this conversation regarding art, self-expression, self-awareness, the ability to break complex ideas down into simpler terms, songs, poetry, drawings, A lot of complex issues such as race, religion, politics have been simplified using these tools, right? And of course, art completely assists with the recording of history. When people write, when people do poetry, when people create something, it's almost like putting something down in history, right? It'll never be destroyed. It'll always be there online somewhere for you to see. And it'll always take you back in time. I think I've sold it enough. Let me know which arts you like. If you had to pick up one form of art to learn or to indulge in, would you play a guitar? Would you be a dancer? Would you like to act? Would you like to paint? Would you like to become a writer? Would you like to become somebody who sculpts? Somebody who creates, I don't know, anything. Anything with your hands that you create. Even origami is art. What do you like doing? Something to think about. Also gives you a good opportunity to self-reflect. I would even consider reading a form of art. I don't know if you guys would trust me on this, but reading brings me a lot of pleasure. And it makes me feel like I'm growing, I'm expanding my knowledge every day when I pick up a book and read. I mean, apparently they say it's one of the best habits you can build to boost every part of your life, right? I also prefer physical books. The smell of pages, jise kehte hain na, like for me, it's like intoxicating. And we have so much time on our hands, and maybe just utilizing some of it with books wouldn't be a bad idea, because reading kind of affects your brain also in very good ways, in a lot of ways that we would not really think about. It makes your vocabulary better, that's for sure. It makes you a better writer also, right? But reading helps you improve your memory, believe it or not. Yep, बिल्कुल होता है ऐसा. And होना भी चाहिए, because you read, you kind of get a lot of stuff into your mind, and you retain quite a bit of it. It's actually quite amazing. Lots of benefits of reading, you guys. Let's talk about them. One of my favorite benefits of reading is the fact that it sort of reduces my stress, right? According to a 2009 study, by the way, at Sussex University, so I'm giving you this, reading reduces your stress levels by up to 68%. You know how much that is? That's a lot. And in as little as 6 minutes of being immersed in a book, your heart rate begins to slow and your blood pressure lowers and your muscles, they begin to relax. And of course, reading with your child is the best thing you can do in terms of parent-child bonding. Yeah. Expanding your knowledge. It's a digital era. We have so much trash on our phones 24/7. I mean, we want to expand our knowledge, pick up a good book on history, geography, science, religion, music, any topic you may like. You know, it's easy to believe that now we only get our useful information on YouTube. It's not true. You know, because reading gives you a very wholesome sort of picture. You can read 15 books and bring out your own answer. You can learn about anything and everything. You know, YouTube videos perhaps can help you understand a topic on the surface. But short videos really don't allow you to swim in the vast depths of the subject matter. I genuinely, truly believe that. Reading over anything else. Was looking into the benefits of reading, you guys. Another benefit, you know, I told you a good memory is a valuable asset. If you fail to remember important things like names of people, work assignments, yeah, you lose a lot of money, time, relationships even. And studies again have shown that reading improves memory through constantly engaging your brain. You're keeping your brain young. You're keeping your brain active. And it will strengthen your working memory, which is your capacity to hold information in your brain while you're working on other tasks. It's a consistent activity which helps keep neutral pathways healthy. And of course, then, you know, you learn how to focus, concentrate, you're reading a book, you're looking into something, because the average attention span has dropped a lot, especially in the younger generation. बिल्कुल ही drop करके plunge करके ज़मीन के अंदर घुस गई है attention span. उसको थोड़ा सा balance में रखने के लिए या उजागर रखने के लिए reading is a great way to build your ability to focus and concentrate on something. Read something interesting, you'll know you're going through it. You're sitting with it for an hour. For instance, a book. It's difficult. Your phone beckons you. Every 5 minutes, it's like, hey, come here. Let's see what's happening. You don't want that. None of that. When you're reading, you will learn how to focus better on all other tasks in your life around you. Also, Karachi getting really pleasant. Last night was nice and windy, and I was most excited. I mean, can you imagine? The weather can really have a profound effect on your mood, as it should, you guys. I mean, weather is something that's insanely important in terms of a person's sanity. If it gets really hot, you know how we suffer. If it gets really cold, you know how we suffer. And hence, climate change, all of that is a very, very real issue. So we keep screaming and shouting to plant more trees. You don't have to be rich to plant a tree. You don't have to be too organized. You don't have to get too many people together. It's actually quite a simple process. And you may think that my one tree, ab dunya mein kya kya ho raha hai, mere ek darakht se kya hoga. Phir conscience saaf rahegi. And when you give back, the earth gives you back in ways you would find like a miracle. So you wouldn't even know how something good happened to you till you don't do good. And maybe you never know. It may just come around. It's worth a shot, right? It's worth taking a chance over. Climate change is real, but this weather is keeping me smiling. And I hope it remains like this for a little while longer without any floods. Keeping our fingers crossed on that one. One thing I really want to get into my life is walking more. Now, as a person and a citizen of Pakistan, most of us are privileged. The ones who have a car refuse to walk to the local store, even down to the park, or to visit their neighbors. Gaadi mein baitho aur jao. It's about convenience. The weather outside is strange. And for women, it just becomes a little more difficult because you don't want to be stared at, you don't want to be followed, you don't want to be, catcalled, which is kind of horrific because walking truly has a million benefits. Apparently, 75 minutes a week can add up to 2 years to your life. 75 minutes a week is nothing. It's nothing. A week. Yeah, a little over an hour a week. Jeez. 40 minutes into 3 times a week. It protects your brain's memory. And 30 minutes a day can reduce depression up to 36%. You know what this means, you guys. There you go. I mean, walking benefits are unreal. And I think even women in Pakistan now need to normalize walking in their neighborhoods. Sham ko niklo, sneakers pehno, dress a little modestly if you have to. Do whatever it takes to not offend anybody's sensibilities, even though they don't need a reason. But make sure you get your walk in, your steps in. The more I read about walking, the more I realize that the benefits are aplenty. You are tuned into The Breakfast Show with me, Anoushey. We are here on City FM 89. I was like Sippy FM. Sippy FM. Good weather does fun things to me, you guys. I enjoy good mothers. I enjoy good mothers in good weathers. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Jeez, maybe I've had too much caffeine and I'm eating my words. It does happen to me. I get extremely excitable. Also, this khadak khuduk khadak awaaz coming behind me, so I really apologize for that. Just in the middle of some stuff. How are you guys doing? What is happening? And I hope you guys are having a great start to your Friday morning. I've taken out a puzzle set. So the plan right now is to make puzzles. As many puzzles as I possibly can. But I've got quite a few. I'm going to start with one on the weekend. Let's see how far I go. Keeping my fingers crossed, sending you guys a lot of love and playing you more music. Check out the next couple of tracks. Was just reading the newspaper and came across this important piece of news. Not important, but relevant. The US visa offices in Islamabad and Karachi were processing more than 10,000 applications a month. And the appointment waiting time has also been reduced by almost half compared to last year. So a senior US embassy official has informed the media here on Wednesday that the number of visas issued from offices in Islamabad and Karachi have reached the highest levels ever in the year 2023. And he also said the number will surpass in the ongoing US fiscal year that ends in October 2024. Now, the official referred to a crisis-like situation in September 2023 when the visa appointment waiting time peaked to around 440 days. I don't know if you guys remember, for those of us who were applying for the US visa, we were getting a year and a half wait, right? But they also added that after a number of measures taken by the embassy, the appointment waiting time has now been reduced to around 237 days. And the visas, however, are issued within 5 days only after the interview if the relevant officer is convinced. In my case, he is, because I'm just so well traveled and I've just seen so much of the world, but you may sound horrible. I sound horrible when I talk like this, but I'm only doing it for entertainment. But just telling you guys that people applying for the US visa has kind of hit an all-time high this year from Pakistanis. More music. As per usual, we've come to the end of yet another show. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I always appreciate it. We are always thankful for each and every one of you for tuning in. And just remaining around with us. And it's nice. It's nice to know that we all tune in. And some good news to end the show with. Egyptian fencer Nada Hafiz, who had a double reason to celebrate after picking up her first victory at the Olympics in the women's saber event on Monday, as she revealed that she did so while she was 7 months pregnant. So for those people who think, women pregnant, weaker, may not be, maybe. Well, there you go. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back on air on Monday. Have a fantastic Friday. And we'll see you. Take care, you guys. Stay safe through the rains and have a good one.